Oh, wait, what? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a Kcouch Clutch picks for week 1 of the 2021 season. As you all can tell, the camera is not on when it comes to this recording. I'm walking while I do this, so there's going to be a lot of background noise. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. But let's get started with the Chargers and the Washington football team. For those of you who don't know, I am a Chargers fan. I am going to pick the Chargers not just because I'm the fan of the Chargers, not favoritism, but defenses, they're kind of on the same level. Washington probably has a top 5. Chargers probably have a top 7, I'd say. But Justin Herbert, as you can see, that their offensive rookie of the year going against defensive rookie of the year. Justin Herbert, I believe, is the big difference between the Chargers winning and the Chargers losing. I think that Fitzpatrick might do his best to keep them in the game, but I think offensively the Chargers are better than Washington, and if the Chargers D can force some turnovers and maybe get some crucial sacks to get them the ball, I think the offense wins this game for the Chargers. Now let's move on to tonight's game, which, as you guys can tell by the top corner, it is 3:30 at the time I am recording this, and this starts at 5:20, so I needed to make sure I got my predictions and could upload this video. Cowboys versus Bucks. I think the Bucks win this. As much as I don't like Brady, I just don't think the Cowboys defense is good enough to contain him and the Bucks. I think Dallas will keep it relatively close with their offense, but the Bucks, I think, win. Basically just being able to keep the Cowboys offense off the field. 49ers and Lions. This is a pretty easy one. I'm going to go with 49ers. I think the Lions winning this game would be shocking unless some big injuries happen. This is a healthy Niner team. Healthy Niner team means amazing defense. The Lions have almost no talent on their roster whatsoever that's going to be here long term. A couple pieces on both sides maybe, but other than that, not much for the Lions. Seahawks Colts, this is kind of a tough one. Seahawks can easily, light up the scoreboard. The Colts, however, have a pretty damn good defense. The key here will be Russell Wilson versus Carson Wentz. I do believe that Carson Wentz having an actual O-line that can keep him off his back for a good portion of the game is a good thing. However, he still has decent amount of weapons. However, I don't know. I think I see Seattle winning this. I don't think Russell Wilson starts with an L even away from home. However, I could see this going the Colts' way. It's a hard prediction. I think I'm actually going to go with the home team here. Jacksonville versus Texans. This is probably one of the few games that the Texans have a legit chance of even being competitive in. However, Jacksonville's entire team is just better than the Texans. The Texans traded away Bradley Roby, I believe, so one of their best defense players isn't even on the roster anymore with J.J. Watt's departure. Deshaun Watson not playing. Jacksonville wins this one. Jets-Panthers, this is another tough game to predict. Both teams are kind of in rebuild mode. If you guys missed the video from earlier today, I had this exact game on Madden. It was a 30-6 game. However, that's with a ton of trades that I had made to make the Jets slightly more competitive and slightly more of a balanced team. But I think the Panthers win this simply because with CMC being healthy and him hopefully playing the entire game, I do think that the Jets' defense just doesn't do enough to stop Carolina. Sam Darnold gets a revenge victory here. Steelers-Bills is by far one of the hardest games to predict. So alongside my Chargers game, I only really have the Chargers winning because of Herbert and that offense. This one's a little bit more difficult. Steelers have a pretty damn good defense. They lost some pieces, but they gained a little bit of pieces where they needed it. Bills' defense need to get better. They kind of did. Bills' offense is top tier as well. This is in Buffalo, so because of that reason alone, I'm going to go with Buffalo. However, the Steelers could easily win that game. Eagles-Falcons, this is one of the few games I believe the Eagles could relatively win. You have to worry about basically Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, and outside of that, you don't really have anything to worry about defensively if you're the Eagles. Eagles made some moves on the DB the DB and safety side of things, so their weakest position from last year arguably is fixed. They don't have any linebacking core, but if their front four and secondary can do their job, I think they might sneak out a win against the Falcons, so I'm going to go with the Eagles. Cardinals Titans, this is a tough game at home for the Titans. However, the Titans had some weaknesses on their squad. Cardinals, I think shore up some of their weaknesses with bringing in J.J. Watt. And it's a tough game, but I think the pass rush of the Cardinals will just be too great for Ryan Tannehill. And I think that if they rely too heavily on Derrick Henry, even though he will pick them up yards, it'll start being snuffed out at some point, and that will lead to the Cardinals winning this game. Week 1, I believe, is the hardest one to predict because there's a lot of different things that can happen. There's no injuries, so that's not a concern. However, it depends on which team you're more confident in to start the year, and then as you get into even just week 2 and have some idea of what type of team it's going to be, it'll be a little bit easier to predict. Vikings-Bengals, I think I'm going to go with the Vikings here. Their defense will probably take a step forward. However, I can easily see the Bengals winning. I really only see the Vikings winning because the Vikings defense is probably good enough to disrupt Joe Burrow quite a bit in that lackluster O-line that he has to stand behind. So I'm going to go with Vikings. Packers-Saints, if this was a year ago and it was Drew Brees versus Aaron Rodgers, I would have probably been able to say maybe the Saints, but Packers win this one. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. That Saints defense still isn't quite good, still not quite as good as they were a few seasons ago. I think Aaron Rodgers' last ride potentially starts out with a win here. And it takes place in Jacksonville, just so you guys remember. Browns-Chiefs, this one I had to flip a coin on. Super serious, I had to flip a coin on this. Both teams have probably 2 of the most complete teams in the NFL right now. I'm going to go with the shocking result and say the Browns win. I know it's hard to predict this game. I know it's hard to pick most people to pick against Patrick Mahomes week 1. But unfortunately for everybody, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns here. I think they finally show that all the talent they have isn't there to be wasted, and I think they come up with a shocking victory over the Chiefs. Broncos-Giants, I believe the Giants have a chance to win this game just because of their defense. Saquon's going to be healthy, probably playing. However, the Broncos, I think, with Teddy are a bit more competitive, so I'm going to go with the Broncos here. Even though they're a division rival, I kind of want to see them win that game. Dolphins-Patriots, 2 of the most stout defenses in the entirety of the NFL. You have a second year in Tua, first year in Mac Jones. This will be young quarterbacks, probably going to make a few mistakes. Defenses will be the deciding factor here, and I think the Dolphins actually shocked the Patriots week 1, probably by a low score, maybe 3 to 5 point difference. We're going to go with Bears and Rams next. Rams have probably the top defense in the league still. Bears have a pretty good one as well. Justin Fields gives them a lot of hope. However, Matthew Stafford is going to be just a little bit better with that defense. Rams win. Ravens-Raiders. I think Ravens win. Raiders' defense is still fucking just dog shit. So I'm going to say Ravens just because of that. And that was the Monday night game, so that's the predictions. I'm going to probably make sure I write down all my predictions. Hopefully after this video, I'll probably watch it once it's live for everybody to watch, and make sure I write down these so that we can have the record discussed in a video on Tuesday. We'll discuss the Chargers game on Monday in a video, and then we'll be doing the Chargers franchise Saturday, as well as one more franchise might be starting the beginning of next week. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to hit the like button, leave comments below what your predictions are, and I'll see you guys in the next one.